The Sex Ed with Tim podcast is recorded on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13, signed with the Mississaugas of the Credit, and the Williams Treaty, signed with multiple Mississaugas and Chippewa bands.
You're listening to Sex Ed with Tim.
Hello and welcome to another episode with Sex Ed with Tim podcast. I'm your host, Tim, certified sex ed educator, your local chaotic homosexual, and according to a zoology journal, researchers have recently discovered homosexual behavior in orangutans. You can actually tell which of them are gay. They're the ones who throw their shit with a limp wrist. So, no, that was...
No. I'm sorry. No. It was so funny. I had to laugh. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine. It's one of those like stupid SNL cold open headlines. I tried
kinds of jokes, by the way. Like I just crack up over those. So yes, go for it.
It's so stupid and like. I guess I'm the new comedy queen. You know, stand up. Give me my tight five because I can't take a tight five.
Worked. All right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So to my lovely and beautiful chlamydiates, my chlamydiate hive. Oh yeah, Christine, my fans are my chlamydiates.
Oh, chlamydiates. Okay. Right. We don't have any name for our fan base actually.
We need to think of one.
We need to think. Yeah, we need to come up with one.
You could call them the Interminions.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
yeah. We usually just call our listeners Intermingle
family. Yeah. No, I want something naughtier than that. I want something a little naughtier.
It is 2020 horror.
Exactly.
2020
horror. With the year.
I love it. Oh yeah. Okay. So my beautiful chlamydiates, I have here on the show my first ever gay couple. Like, can you guys believe you're the first gay couple I'm interviewing?
No,
I know.
That is so cool.
I've had gay people. Awesome. I've had a lesbian couple. I've had straight couples, unfortunately.
You've had straight couples, yeah.
I know, but you're the first gay couple I'm interviewing.
Oh my God, I am so honored. Right, yeah,
you guys,
this is so cool.
You guys are the first gay threesome I'm having on the air.
Wow, I'm shedding a tear. People can't see it, but I'm shedding a gay tear right now. This is amazing. I love it.
Just a little tiny rainbow-colored shed of a tear. And Dad,
love it. Wow, well, thank you.
Oh, no, it's such an honor. Chris and Jean from the Intermingle Podcast. How are you both?
Yes. Yay, we're here. Hello. We made it to this Sex Ed with Tim podcast. We're so excited.
The same way that it's a first for you, it's also a first for us. So.
Yeah, so this is our first interview that we're doing with another podcast. So it's really exciting to be able to be here and to be talking with you. We're fans of your show. And yeah, it's such a cool thing to be your first gay couple.
I know. I feel like there's just cherries being popped left and right over there.
There's cherries being popped every single day here on Sex Ed with Tim. We're just popping cherries consensually left and right.
Exactly. We love a good cherry popping.
Oh my God. Well, Chris and Jean, thank you for coming on the show. And I wanted to just have a kiki with other gays because it has been quite a while since I've kikied. And
I'm sure.
Let me just start off with kind of like a Drag Race kind of call out. Be like, so on the Intermingle podcast, one of you said that you hate Aquarians. And I'm wondering, Chris,
who could have said that?
I don't remember why I said that, to be honest. To be honest, okay, my number one enemies out there are Taurus men.
As they should
and
be.
Let me tell you why I have a problem with aquariums. Let me tell you why I got a problem with aquariums.
Okay, yeah.
I have a horrible relationship with my father, who's an aquarium. And of course, if I grow up with that toxicity in my life, I'm going to try to avoid it as an adult. So
Chris does not like to go swimming in the aquarium.
I do not. Absolutely not. It's not for me.
Well, you shouldn't be swimming in an aquarium.
True. That's why I got kicked out of the San Diego Zoo, that one time. But I love Aquarius women. We click. And what I've noticed is that I do well with Aquarius men friendship. When it gets beyond that, and I think that's where it comes in because I've dated aquariums in the past, and then my relationship with my father, it's just a bit more deeper relationship, and I was like, I just can't handle it. I can't. It's too much.
She really dumped her person out on the show with daddy issues. Oh my God.
Exactly. My daddy issues are front and center on the podcast. So if you guys listen, you really know where my trauma comes from.
Wait, Tim, are you an Aquarius?
Yes. That's why I called you out on it. God. I was like,
no. Hey, if you guys know, if you guys listen to the Intermingle podcast, I say everything unapologetically, but in the nicest way possible.
Yes.
So I'm not going to stray away and be like, oh my God, I lied. I love aquariums. No, I don't love y'all.
No. But own it.
I love you, Tim. So appreciate. Yes. I'm not gonna shy away from it. I said what I said.
No, and as you should, because I am toxic. I do not like anybody. No, I'll own up to my toxicity.
My point.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's why the people.
That's good.
It's why the people love to come back to us. Because we're toxic, and nothing is better than toxic dick.
True that. And I will say, you guys have some sort of I don't know, this character where you're very lovable to a lot of people.
Aww. Okay,
you have this attraction about y'all. So I will say that about an aquarium. So
yeah.
And I have nothing but good things to say about Aquariuses. I love Aquarius men, women, theys, thems. I'm one with the aquarium community. So yes, you have an ally in me.
Gene really said Aquarius rights. Okay, Aquarius allyship.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm over here.
Aquarius hate.
Strip their rights away.
Listen,
don't let them drive.
We joined the ranks of Megan Thee Stallion, Michael B. Jordan, Alicia Keys, who I share a birthday with.
Wait, did you say Michael B. Jordan or Michael Jordan?
Michael B. Jordan. Aquarius.
Okay, Michael Jordan would have been more impressive, but Michael B. Jordan is hot, so I'll give you points for that one.
Exactly. And I believe I share a birthday with Alicia Keys, January 25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys gifted classically on the keys?
If the keys mean my rectum, then yes.
Yes. Okay. Let's say he knows how to use his fingers in different ways.
I do. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, do you not see the two huge dicks here? They were modeled after me.
I do.
So that thing is huge and so realistic.
Isn't it?
That one has eyes.
Yeah. Which is making it realistic.
What kind of penises are you seeing?
The ones beautiful. That stare right back at you and into your soul.
Exactly.
So let me give you a formal introduction. Chris and Jean over here. The cream colored one is Richard, the giant penis, or Dick. And then this chocolate one over here is Jackson, as in jacking. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at these puns. You're just coming through.
I've embraced my daddy era fully.
Okay, good.
The dad jokes have come in strong because ever since I saw the first gray hair appear on my facial hair, I'm like, oh, okay, here we go.
It's time.
It's time to embrace it.
I just discovered my first gray pubic hair. So that's when when you're starting to get to daddy status right there.
Oh my God.
And it's kind of crazy, but also wow. I did not ever think that was going to happen.
I didn't even know that can happen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Actually,
wait, have I been with a guy with gray hair down there?
Probably. Maybe you didn't think about it.
Yeah, I mean, are you really thinking about if they got it permed or if they got it dyed when you're going down?
That's true. That's not what I'm focusing on. But I just feel like if I were to see a dick with white pubic hair, I'd be like, oh, that's interesting. It's not coming to me right now.
I feel like you have though, because you've been with a lot of older men.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to figure out where that you know what? I guess you're right. I don't think about it and I just go for it. So it is what it is.
I think for me, I can remember being with a guy who had salt and pepper pubic hair. So that was interesting.
Oh,
it was kind of like
we love a good salt and
That is
pepper.
kind of hot because men with salt and pepper hair on top
so hot.
is really sexy.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even be turned off if it was down there.
Oh my God. Like it's giving that Oscar Isaac salt and pepper that like is so sexy. Oh my God.
Yes,
like,
daddy. Yes.
like I can't wait for them to go fully gray and then they write me in their will and I fuck them to death and then I have everything that they want. Oh, it's so
wow.
hot.
Is that how that works?
Girl, that's the right attitude to have. Get those coins.
It worked once back when I was escorting, and there was a little bit of a legal drama with the client's family, which I'm not going to get into because NDAs have been signed left and right. Although I think I have broken that NDA, but nobody's ever come for me yet, so whatever.
We'll make sure not to get any more information from you. Don't worry. We'll talk about this off of the podcast once we're done.
We'll get the tea, don't worry.
Oh my God.
The details here. We're in Palm Springs, so there's a lot of them out here. There's a lot of older, rich.
That's where a lot of my clients were coming from. California, New York. I mean, I am based in Toronto, but like because Toronto is such a business hub for people to just come in and out, just like my asshole. Like they just come and pass by and they hire me for a little bit.
So yeah, that makes sense. You have a lot of businessmen doing their business. Yeah.
Now, have you ever been out here to the desert, to Palm Springs?
Palm Springs, no. The last time I was in California was in October 2022 when I went to Disneyland.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so not too far from
not too
us.
far. The Disneyland gays are a different breed. I will say that.
We actually got engaged at Disneyland. We went viral.
Did you?
We went viral. We were on the Huffington Post. We were on Logo TV. Someone sent us a free blender from Zola Weddings. It was a pretty big deal.
You've made it. Once you get a free blender, that's
that was our Ellen moment that we were supposed to have for our engagement. Yeah. And then she never called. That bitch never called.
Yeah. No.
We wanted her to have us on the show, give us $10,000 to start our gay lives, and she just couldn't care less.
I was in an Ellen audience one time. I forgot what happened, but it was on Daddy's dime, and all I got was her mid underwear. It's so whatever.
She probably charged you $30 for that pair.
Again, not my dime.
They're Calvin.
Not my dime.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Who says that Tim has to spend on himself? No. I really need to rely on Daddy's money.
You got the right idea, girl, because I'm trying to figure out this morning, how to get one of my dream cars that's fairly affordable. And then I was like, maybe I'll get some tips and tricks from Tim. Maybe he can let me know how to get this car. What I need to do.
Just grow your hair out of it and twirl it and be like, vocal.
Gotcha. I'm growing my hair back, so it'll come back soon.
It looks good. I love it.
Oh, thank you. I actually didn't brush my hair, but thank you. Appreciate it.
Your audience might hear our cat in the background. He's meowing over here, so please just ignore him. Catty West here.
He actually makes appearances during our our podcast. So.
I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on Catye West.
Yes, that's his name. Now we can explain to all your listeners.
Can you please?
We named him before all the problematic things started to happen. And then it got to a point where it's he already knows his name is Catye. We call him Catye. We can't change his name, so it's Catye West for now.
That's what he responds to.
Exactly. He loves his name. He's just as crazy as the
real
rapper.
one.
Yeah. You just have to wait until Catye gives you his non-slave name, and then you're going to have to call him by that.
Exactly. Yes. And then we'll go from there.
Oh my God. Well, Chris Jean, I wanted really to talk to you about, first of all, your relationship, super cute, and how you started the podcast. So give us a little unabridged lifetime story, your Hallmark Channel love story.
Yeah, sure. A little brief history, a little synopsis. Yeah, we've been together for about 8 years now. We've been married for 5. We are big advocates about being open with communication in relationships and having that communication in open relationships in general. We didn't open right away, but that's a big topic of conversation that we have on our podcast is being in an open relationship. And so we started the podcast, 2 years now?
It's going to be about 2 years. And like Gene was saying, as like initially the podcast was just going to be just talking about our open marriage and, you know, kind of navigating an open relationship. But it kind of took on this, we like to tackle kind of like current events, what's going on in our community with the mix of openness as well. So,
yeah, a big thing for us is being people of color. You know, I'm Filipino and Black, and Chris is Latino, Mexican descent. And so we consume, you know, a lot of gay media, and a lot of it is very white focused. You know, it's focused on white gay men, and so there's not a lot of POC voices out there. And so we wanted to create a podcast where we were highlighting stories for gay and LGBT people of color, because it's not highlighted when you look at different queer media out there. It's always the white gays and what's going on in their world, you know. So we do our best to really focus topics and things from our POC perspective.
Yeah, and I will say things have gotten better in the media form of it, where I do see more representation for the POC community, but still at the end of the day, I feel like whites is always kind of like the standard. And we're just trying to highlight everyone else.
I love that. Well, first of all, I wanted to say thank you for doing that. Maraming salamat, muchísimas gracias. And like, yeah, she's bilingual.
Oh, de nada. No sabía que hablabas español.
Okay, I am like literally the worst when it comes to Spanish.
No, you actually pronounce that very well.
Well, no, that was Tagalog.
I said both.
No, he just
I said both.
Spanish.
Maraming salamat, muchísimas
I had
gracias.
to teach Chris that we were also colonized.
Muchísimas gracias.
Combo.
That's what I said. You think I was replying to the Tagalog? I don't know Tagalog.
Yeah, well, because a lot of Tagalog words are Spanish words.
I was replying to the obvious Spanish saying that he just said. So, but if you want to do a whole podcast in Spanish, let me know.
Oh my God, please. My Spanish is so basic. It is so like low level. I am very like, ¿qué pasó?
Don't worry.
¿Dónde estás?
Yeah.
Por favor.
Yeah.
I will say both of y'all have really good pronunciation.
Well,
so
I think it's because Tagalog and like Spanish, like the words are kind of like said in the exact same way.
Similar.
That like short vowels, and then whatever you see is what you get. And yeah, like pantalon and teléfono and ventana, like it's all
ventana. Okay, maybe I should go to the Philippines.
You should.
I feel like you could get by and communicate with people.
I think I'll do. I can
Knowing
do
enough
all right.
Spanish, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and also like Filipinos speak English really well, and also we're like the horniest people on the planet. Taglish. No,
have you been to the Philippines?
I haven't been since I moved from there. So I moved to Canada when I was 12 years old, and like I'm 31 now, so it's very like different than when I was a kid. So I feel like if I go back, I'm going to be a tourist in my own country from where I was born. I'm like, I don't know how to handle that. Also, the political climate there is not the best. So I don't know. But like my abuela is very like, when are you coming back? And I'm like, I don't know.
Be like, I can't promise you anything right now, girl.
I can't. Not like, you know, the people over there voted for the son of a dictator to be the next president. So I'm like, well, I don't know how I feel about that.
Crazy out there,
right? Although they are the horniest people on the planet.
Canada's great, so just stay up there, girl.
Yeah.
What was that?
The Philippines is the horniest people on the planet, as per Pornhub's findings back in 2023.
Oh, okay. It's the horniest?
Yeah.
I'm kind of shocked right now.
When I say the
Maybe
horniest,
we should go to the Philippines.
When I say the horniest, that's because they were ranked as like the #1 country in the world to spend the most time on Pornhub.
So I was actually looking at that too, and I wanted to talk about it on our show, the Pornhub Insights for last year. Like they're unwrapped. Yeah, because
they're unwrapped.
It was very surprising to see the Philippines on there a lot.
Yeah. Do you guys know what the biggest like or most popular category was among Pornhub gay, the gay division of Pornhub?
Can I guess? I don't know what it is. I didn't see it, but I'm gonna guess bareback.
Close. It's actually straight men.
Oh yeah,
not
surprising. They love their straight men, their straight fantasy.
I know, which I've always been like, really. I feel like we can do better.
Okay, I've never really had that fantasy, and I don't think I have ever myself looked up like straight And I don't think I've ever fantasized about a straight person, even in real life. So I get it.
I don't know. It resonates with me, you know, growing up in the suburbs and being a closeted like child, you know, and being surrounded by like my straight male friends. And I mean, those are the crushes that I would have as an adolescent, you know, my straight friends. And so when I was starting to look at porn, like I wanted that masculine, that kind of guy that I used to hang out with, which were guys that were very into sports and just typical like masculine leaning men. And so that carried on to me as I was like coming of age and exploring porn. So I get why a lot of gays like gravitate towards that, because it's pretty common for a lot of gay men to have that kind of experience where they lust after their straight friend.
I understand. I think it's also the allure of the taboo. It's like it's unattainable. Yeah, exactly. Right? Because there's no chance in hell we can ever like get them. And we also, as gay people, we kind of fantasize about like turning. I would say that in quotes,
turning someone. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, okay. I don't know if I've turned them, but like some of my clients back then were like quote unquote straight.
Yeah.
So I never really questioned it. It was like, okay, you're paying me for a service, and here's a picture of your wife and kids that I see on your one night stand. So I'm like, okay, I guess this is your life. Go ahead, girl.
The check cleared, so you're doing what you're doing.
You got that bag.
The check cleared. Honestly, it wasn't even a check. It was like my Square terminal that I brought with me, where they tap the credit card.
You actually had that?
I love the technology.
Oh my god, you're ready to go.
Was Bluetooth connected?
Wow.
Dude, did you like turn your phone around and give them the tip option?
Literally, I was like, "Do you want to tip me?" My terminal's in my hand. Here's the thing for your pin or whatever. Wow. If they didn't want to tap. Yeah. It was cool. Everything.
You're taking advantage of technology.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
how you're supposed to do it.
I mean, she's a businesswoman, first of all.
I'm going to start carrying one just in case.
Yeah, do it. Honestly, it's like Square gives out that free like swiping thing that you just attach onto your phone, and then you're good to go.
Can tap. You don't even need to swipe anymore. You could tap.
And they have that NFC thing on your phone now that people can just tap on. I was like, I wish more sex
you could tap your card, girl.
Honestly, I think that if we really embrace this, we can get rid of cash at strip clubs and then just like have a stripper with a Square terminal.
Yes. Right?
Or she can have a QR code on her back or something, and you scan like it. Exactly, and then you know exactly who you're tipping. A QR code as a tram stamp.
Straight to my Venmo, my Cash App.
Yeah, Tim, do you want to open up a strip club?
Let's go. That's all digital. No cash on the premises.
No cash, nothing, absolutely not. Oh my God. Oh, sorry. Yeah, in California, you can only actually, they're dry bars, so you can't even sell alcohol in California.
At a strip club?
At a strip club.
No.
Yeah.
No.
In California,
that's so fun.
Yeah. In California, if the business has anything to do with nudity, there's no alcohol. So
that's lame. Why?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, come on. I guess you just have to pre-party before you go in there.
Oh yeah, because when I was in the closet before I was out. I was for my 22nd birthday. We went to a strip club, a straight strip club in downtown LA with everyone who was my friends and family who didn't know I was gay, and I just had to pretend that I was into this shit. So then I go to the bar. I was like, I can only do this shit if I'm drunk, and then they're like, this is a dry club. We can give you a soda. I'm like, bitch, this is not going to get me through.
Great. Now I got to look at these tits sober.
Exactly. Great.
The times I go into a strip club are with my straight friends, and also because like I'm a pole dancer, right? So I like to just admire the art of pole dancing. And then they come up to me, they're like, "Hey, sexy, would you like to dance?" And then I'm like, "Oh my God, thank you so much, but I'm just here with my friends." And then they instantly like walk away. I'm like, "I'm so sorry."
What is the reaction like? Oh, it's okay, or
yeah, I was like, "Oh, all right, just call me if you'd like," and then they just keep going because like I don't want to take away an opportunity from like someone else, right? Like I'm trying to be like respectful, but also like I understand that I'm maybe taking up space as someone that's not gonna pay for a dance, but like I'm just here to admire the dancing. I'm sorry, but like I
I
love seeing a pretty woman.
Wrong. Yeah, and
I just love
I think you let them down nicely.
Woman on a pole. Yeah,
exactly.
I just love to see a sexy woman on a pole, and I think it's one of like, is it gay or straight of me to just admire a woman?
Yeah, I mean, it's art. You know, you're respecting their art, their talents.
I think it's gay of him if he's going just to be like, you know, be mesmerized by their technique.
I mean,
as a straight man, they're going to see fucking pussy and tits.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's not going for that.
But I would go just to like experience the performance of it all, you know?
Yeah. No, honestly. So a bunch of my students at the pole studio and I will go to a strip club. And then when we see a really beautiful pole dancer do like some sort of fancy trick, we'll be like, yes, bitch. Like it's a drag show or something.
Yes. Hype them up.
But they don't mind. Yeah, and like they love it. They sit down with us and then they kind of have a kiki with us. But you know, she's like, "Oh my god, thank you so much, but I do have to keep working." We totally understand. We totally understand.
Like, thank you, fans, but I have to get back to work.
Back to the pole.
We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Yes.
What's up, all you sick fucking perverts? Don't you just love love? The Love Shop has everything you need to feel the love in the air or in between your legs, wherever you want, really. They've got everything from vibrators, lubes, lingerie, and even full-sized sex dolls. Wow, I guess love really does come in all shapes and sizes. Visit loveshop.ca/sexedwithtim and use code SEXEDWithTim at checkout for 15% off the whole store. And the best part is that they ship all over Canada, US, and Ireland? To all my whores in Dublin, top of the morning to ya. That's loveshop.ca/sexedwithtim and checkout code SEXEDWithTim for 15% off the entire store. Now get to fucking. Do you like feeling sexy and looking sexy? Of course you do. Only my listeners are sexy as fuck. I have partnered with fetishwear designer Dale Kuda to bring you the hottest deals on custom jockstraps, harnesses, hats, and more. Head over to dalekuda.com, that's DALEKUDA.com, and use code SEXEDWithTim at checkout for 25% off the entire store. Yeah, you heard me. 25% off. And cherry on top, free shipping. Oh my god. I have a few of the stuff that he has made for me. And girl, I'm wearing it right now. I'm wearing like a little jockstrap so that I could easily just like slip a little butt plug or dildo every now and then here and there. And I'm on the train. I'm just like, thank you, Dale. That's dalekuda.com with the code SEXEDWithTim for 25% off your entire purchase with free shipping. With a deal like that, I swear I could come buckets, honey.
The show is about to begin.
Yes.
So just hopping back, because I know we went a bit of a tangent here, but hopping back to like your open marriage and everything, how did you guys come to that? Like, what were some of the highs and lows, kind of like the negotiation process to get into your open relationship?
It all kind of started like, I would say about 2 years into our relationship is when I first brought it up, but I didn't bring it up to open. We were talking about fantasies, and I told him that one of my sexual fantasies was to have a threesome. And I just was being very honest, you know, and I didn't necessarily say like, I want to have a threesome. All I said was, this is one of my fantasies, you know? And then I was just kind of like playing the field. And then I would ask him like, hey, would you be into that? And then at first Gene was like, no, that's not something I want to do. And I was like, okay. But then like I gave it a couple of weeks and then I would ask again. I was like, hey, you sure you're not into that? And slowly but surely he started opening up. And he finally admitted to me that that is one of his fantasies as well. But the thing is that Gene had problems in the beginning. He thought that sexual fantasies were something that you actually do not share with your partner. And I'm quite the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. So for me, I mean, I was going through a very stressful time. I was in my master's degree program. And so I was like hyper focused on like achieving my educational goals and everything. And so when he brought that up, it kind of like, came out of left field in a way for me. And for me, like in relationships, I never would be that open with my partner to tell them about like what kind of porn I was watching or what are my sexual fantasies or anything like that. And so when he brought that to me, my first like response was to just like lie about it, you know, or just say like, no, that's not something I would want to do, you know? And so it really just caused me, when he would continue to ask me, it caused me to really reflect and be like, well, do I really want to hide that part of me? Because I mean, he's being open about what his fantasies are. And so I decided to like come clean and say, yeah, you know what, that's actually one of my biggest fantasies. So this thing that I was repressing was actually something that I was really into for a long time. And so when we started talking about it, that kind of just opened the door for other conversations around sex. And then eventually like it led to like, okay, well, what do you think about like open relationships and things like that? You know? So we decided to like explore that, and we talked about it for a number of years before we even had our first threesome. Yeah,
the first threesome that we had, and the time difference between the subject was first brought up and then the first threesome we actually had was 3 years. So it's not something that like,
Yeah, it wasn't something like, okay, we're talking about an open relationship, let's open it right now.
No,
you know?
yeah, it took, but you know what? During that 3 year span, it actually really helped our sex lives because it was like that fantasy in the back of our head where we would actually talk about it, even like during sex. And we'd be like, oh, you know, we like say like dirty talk with the idea of like, oh, do you want to have a threesome and stuff like that? And it would really turn us on in the bedroom, even like, before we did anything.
Like fantasizing about like, oh, well, like what if another guy was sucking your dick? That'd be so hot. You know, we would like use that language in our like regular sex life, and it really like helped spice things up.
And so we used that for 3 years, and it's something that never really felt like there was like pressure for it. Like, even though like I brought it up, I never felt like, oh my God, this needs to happen now. I just thought like, you know what, if it's going to happen, it's going to eventually happen.
Yeah.
And it did.
It happened organically. And also I had a lot of reservations about being in an open relationship. You know, it was never something I even like considered in my life. You know, I always thought monogamy was the way. We would adopt kids and like live this white picket fence life. You know, so I was really holding on to that heteronormative way of being in a relationship. And so open relationships went against everything that I ever learned about relationships, but being open and communicating about it, sharing my thoughts, my fears, my reservations about being in an open relationship, we would talk through it. Yeah. And so I think that was another reason why it took so many years for us to actually like make the official step and say like, hey, we're going to do this by having a threesome first. And then eventually it kind of like graduated to, okay, now we're going to explore separately. Well, there was like layers. So we actually, when we first started thinking about an open relationship, we thought we would have a threesome with an escort actually. So we would actually explore the escort websites and look at guys, and we would message with guys, and we thought that would be the best way for us.
Because we're like, these are professional people. They know what they're doing. Yeah. They're going to be patient with us. There's going to be no pressure.
Because it was like a first time thing.
Exactly.
We didn't want to just get anyone off the streets or anything. You know, we wanted it to be a good like experience for the both of us, especially for me, because I was so like hesitant about it. I had a lot of thoughts about like jealous thoughts that like he was doing this because he wasn't happy with our relationship, or he just wanted to have sex with other men and he would leave me, blah, blah, blah. All those thoughts come into your mind when you're starting out in an open relationship.
Yeah. And every time Gene would have reservations, he would come to me about them, and I would feel bad about it. I would feel very guilty, and I would feel like it was my fault. Like, this is because of my actions. He's feeling this way. So I would tell him like, hey, you know, we can close now. Like, it's fine. And he's like, no. Like, this is something that we have to do.
So, yeah, we were thinking of hiring an escort just because I had a lot of reservations about putting ourselves out there, like on Grindr and the other apps. And I just, because of my own insecurities at the time, I just felt like it would have been better for us to just hire like someone who's like a neutral party. There's no feelings that will get involved because they're professional and everything. And so we were looking into that. We were actively communicating with escorts online. And ultimately, we kind of just decided not to. And then,
and there was nothing like major that happened for us to be like, oh, we're just not going to do that route anymore. It's just like, I don't know why it just stopped, but it just stopped. Like it wasn't anything where we like decided, oh, okay, escort is not for us. No, because when we actually felt like it was going to be a lot more comfortable for us, someone that is a professional, is a patient with us and knows what they're doing. And I think what happened actually is that when we were in San Francisco and we made out with someone for the first time and it was in the club and I thought maybe... Yeah, and I think that's the first time it kind of something happened outside the bedroom. It didn't go anywhere. We didn't like go have sex with this guy. He didn't come to our room or anything like that. It just was making out at the club.
Yeah.
But I think that's when we realized we're like, well, maybe we could just kind of do this on our own.
Because I think at that time we were looking for like IRL, trying to meet people. Because frankly, we were not at that time like financially stable enough to just be throwing hundreds of dollars at an escort. So we were like, well, let's try in real life right now and see what we can find. And yeah, we met a guy in a club. It just happened organically. We made out, and surprisingly, I was really into it.
First of all, Gene was way more into it than I thought. He was way more into it than me. And he was the one with reservations.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, like, who is this?
So,
and then that's when I was like, okay, so Gene is actually, to me, the way I saw it was like, this is something that Gene was really into. But I think he was just like, he had these old school thinking. I was so
repressed.
Yeah.
I think, it's like when you're gay and you're in the closet, you're gay and, you like other men. And then when you finally get a taste of it, it's like, oh my God, like a fire lit under you. And I think that's what it was like for the open relationship.
That shit was an explosion. That shit was not a little
I was like, oh my God, this is so hot. Yes. I'm finally like doing it. All these years of fantasizing about a threesome. Like we're finally here. Yeah. But, honestly, we closed and opened so many times before we actually had our first sexual experience with another person. And it was actually on my birthday.
Yeah.
That we had our first threesome from a guy that we met on Grindr.
Yep. In downtown LA. We were both super fucking nervous. But,
I was extremely nervous. My heart was racing. I was shaky. It was just extremely nerve-wracking and awkward for me.
But
and even then, like once we had the experience, we like laughed about it after. It really brought us together.
It did, honestly. Like as soon as the guy left, like I came back to the bedroom and Gene and I, we just started laughing. We're just like, oh my God, what was that? That was fun.
And we unpacked all the details of it too. And like how I felt like seeing him, because I had never seen Chris with another guy before. And he was like so passionate with him that there were times where I felt like, oh my God, like, is he like having feelings for this guy? So we had to like sit with those feelings, and we communicated, and it was just like, well, no, Chris was saying like, I'm just passionate, and that's how I would be with anybody because he's in the moment. And that's just how he is sexually. So it took some adjusting on my end to realize like, okay, this isn't really about me. And so we would constantly go back and forth and have conversations whenever one of us was feeling uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. And that's so important because jealousy can be a very common theme among people in the poly community because spoiler alert, more often than not, it's not about you. So it's really like, it's about the insecurities that surround the jealousy and really what the jealousy is representing. And okay, I have a few thoughts after hearing your story. So first of all, thank you for sharing with me. I'm very like smiling. You can't see it, but like I'm ear to ear right now.
Of course.
So first it is interesting that there was hesitation to come out as with these fantasies, because I always thought that like, oh, because we're already out gay men, it should just be easy to come out with our fantasies because we're already very open about, our sexuality and we're proud of it. So to come out with like, with all these tougher feelings, it's like, it's interesting that that's the more challenging thing, that like, oh, hey, I actually kind of want to open up. And then you kind of like let it bottle up inside of you and like, I'm so scared. And then second, it is very heartwarming to hear that you were thinking about hiring an escort, because you're right, escorts are the professionals. We know how to really be patient and take your time with the clients. And then third thought I am having is it's so nice that you guys like came to this, and it wasn't just this sort of like one night and then everything is okay. Like, I think a common misconception when it comes to people in open relationships, especially within the gay community, is that like, oh, we just sort of come to this agreement that like we're going to be open, or like every gay guy wants to be in an open relationship or marriage or whatever. But like the thing is, not everyone wants that. And also it's not as easy as you think it is. Like, they really said range. They said range and emotions.
Yeah. And it's funny that you bring that up because in one of our latest episodes, we talk about the percentage that actually a lot of people in the gay community do want a monogamous relationship. And when Gina and I got together, we went into it with the intention of being monogamous forever. And that's how I felt as well. And when we first started dating, we both wanted monogamy and we both wanted children. Now we don't want kids and we're open. So things change. And I think the process of it is like, at least for me, the reason why I was so comfortable to be able to, express to Gene, like, hey, I kind of want, one of my fantasies is a threesome, is that I got so comfortable and so secure with my relationship with him that I knew that everything else was just kind of like, side stuff. It was like added bonuses if we were to have a threesome. It wasn't like we didn't open our relationship to try to save our sex life or our relationship. We kind of opened it just to be like, well, like I feel secure with us. I know we're having a good time, but how fun would it be to do this? It was more like I guess spicing it up instead of trying to save it,
But I think also too, when you are in a long-term relationship, like you have to consider your partner's wants and desires as well as your own. And a lot of the times we tend to just sweep what we actually want out of our partners under the rug. And so I came to an understanding through this process, and I think we both have, is that our partners are not going to be what we want 100% of the time, and then that's not a bad thing to be aware of. It's just like a reality of the situation. And then oftentimes you see, especially in heterosexual relationships, is that partners cheat because they're not communicating what their wants and desires are. And so for Chris and I, we have a good foundation. So that's how we were able to, like, I don't know, grow into this open relationship. But at the same time, like, we also have different sex drives, and I'm not as sexual as Chris is. And so there's kind of a mismatch there at times. And so with that, like, being said, that was another reason why we decided to open the relationship up as well, so that both of our needs are being met.
Well, Chris, if with Gene's consent and you want to fly me over to Palm Springs. No.
To Palm Springs? Yes, we'll have a SoCal whore trip together. We'll go to San Diego. I'll show you the best bathhouse that I love to go to.
Oh my God, yes.
Yes.
And I said before that Aquarius toxic dick is kind of unmatched, right? So,
I forgot you were Aquarium. See,
how quickly we forget.
How quickly.
Oh my God. No, but like that's so great. And it does speak truth to the fact that, like, not everyone is built for monogamy, and that's just how it is. You guys are embracing that dink, double income, no kids life. So, like, good for you.
Dink. That's what it's called?
Dink.
I love that dink.
Oh, I love the dink lifestyle.
I love the dick and I love the dink.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas I'm a single income, no kids. So, no, I love that. Dink. Sinks and dinks, exactly.
Wow,
and I actually had a chance to speak on polyamory and open relationships and how the traditional model of dating is actually upholding heteropatriarchy. Oh, it's like getting academic here. So like I was talking about how there's this sort of unsaid expectation that you must be dating by this age married, sexually exclusive, white picket fence, have children, and then have all of this fortune to send over to your next generation, and then the cycle repeats itself. And it's like, not everyone is built the same. Not everyone wants that. What if I just want to die? Like, I just want to not have anything left over. Like, can that be okay? Once you relieve yourself from that model, it's so much more freeing, which is why I'm a huge slut. And I'm proud of it.
An ethical slut.
Unethical. No, unethical.
See, you are an aquarium. I could tell. Just the way you're speaking, the things you are saying, I can tell.
Oh my God, the constant disrespect of mispronouncing my sign. I love it.
Sorry, I have no filter.
Aquarium. Yeah, because I'm always full of fish and shit.
You are quick with these, I swear, man. You should be able to. Do you know how to read people? Like
do I know how to
do it like off the top of your head quickly?
I mean, give me someone to read and maybe I could.
Interesting.
I feel like you can.
I feel like you can read.
I can sense it.
I mean, I do have an unfiltered thought sometimes. So, for example, my cousin, she came in and she was looking like disheveled and like breadcrumbs on her hoodie, and her hair was like in that 3-day unwashed thing. And I was like, why do you look like a they, them? I was like, oh shit. I didn't even realize it came out of my mouth. I didn't realize.
Well, you know what? Sometimes when there's no filter, it's the best jokes, to be honest.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Honestly, yeah. Like it does get me into trouble, but my mouth can do some pretty magical things besides read filth.
You can make up for it then.
Exactly. So I wanted to comment real quickly about your podcast and how you also talk about current events, because there is not a shortage of gay news. For example, like flashing back to Michael Lucas and that whole anti thing. There's also like, I don't know if you guys remember back in Twitter with the whole Billy Santoro mishap. That was fun. Did you know that one?
Mm-hmm. No, that one's not coming to mind.
Okay, so it was during the George Floyd protests, and Billy Santoro, now has been gay porn star, was making comments, and he made a very racist comment about like how shoot first. Like during the protest, I was like,
oh yes,
that's not great.
I remember this.
He posted that selfie of him on a hospital bed, and then it was like failed suicide attempt because of all the hate I'm getting. I'm like,
oh my God, I remember this again. So dramatic. It's just I can't like
privilege of it all.
So privilege, exactly. When we talk about white privilege, you can honestly throw this one in those categories, because again, he's just using his white privilege, and look at me, muscle white gay. You know, he just thinks that. Look at me, feel bad for me. It's like, girl.
And then the sad face was what killed me. I'm like, why are you making the frowniest?
Literally, that looked like a meme. If you look back at that photo, it looks like someone who's like purposely making this face, because it was like no one has that actual reaction. Like you said, that's a frowny face. I have to like purposely, consciously have to make that face for me to be like, oh wow, this is the face.
You have to contort your face to make you look like okay, I don't know what the word is in English, but like in Tagalog and Spanish, it's kawawa and pobrecito. Like,
pobrecito.
Poor is me, or woe is me.
Yeah. Like I can't really translate it into English very well, but like pitiful is kind of the word that comes to mind. But it's like, it's so kawawa and pobrecito. Like, shut up.
Try again. I'm over it.
Oh my God. And then there's like, I don't know if you guys have been seeing, what was it? The Senate twink? Did you guys read about that?
Yeah, we were hesitant to even talk about that. We discussed it briefly, because I'm like, really, do we want to like discuss this white twink gay news?
That's the other thing. This is such a big moment, pop culture, for the gay community. Unfortunately, it's something that's very front centered in the tabloids. But Gene was like, do we want to give this white twink more visibility? Like, more,
because everybody was talking about it. We were like a week late to that because we didn't record that week when it broke. And so I was just like, yeah, I mean, y'all have already heard it. This white twink got fucked in the Senate building, whatever the case was. And we did talk about it a bit, but we just talked about more of the fact that like, why wasn't there more security in the Senate floor? That's pretty much where it went, because we were not going to talk about this man. No, thank you. Well, we consciously try to highlight stories from like POC queers in the community and try to like uplift those voices as much as possible when we're discussing our LGBTQs in the news segment.
Yeah.
That's nice. But for me, I like to highlight the white stories and tear them down.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That too. We have a lot of white stories.
Honestly, I love that. Because Gene knows I'm messy and I just like to get people a little angry.
Yeah, I love to anger the white gays. Oh, nothing makes me so happy.
It's one of my most... Oh my God, Tim. Maybe we should do a tour in Southern California and just start pissing the white gays off out here.
Yeah, honestly, be like more fats, more femmes, more Asians.
Exactly.
More Asian.
More Asians.
Exactly.
Let's do it.
I mean, okay, unpopular opinion, but when it comes to like gays, problematic gays in the news, I kind of like the thing that comes up to mind is this could be a slippery slope into this conservative narrative, but whatever, I'm going to say it anyway. Guess what? Gays can be just as problematic as the straights. So accept us for what we are.
100%.
Right? Yes.
Like
yes.
The Michael Lucas thing. Then there's recently Sergeant Miles, another porn star who's also a Proud Boy, and January 6th.
Are you serious?
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then there's this gay for pay actor, Ludwig, who just got arrested on serial killing charges. So,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the gays are definitely messy. I mean, there's no doubt about it, and very, I mean, those kind of gays, the ones that are like, again, like using their privilege to, I don't know, for nothing good,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you have all this privilege, you're white, you're gay, but you hang on to that privilege side. You still understand that you're white and you use your whiteness to an advantage, and you step on the folks who really need the help in our community at the same time. We even talked about this politician or whoever he was, this guy,
Aaron
this
Schock?
black gay conservative. His name
I
was
know
like
who you're
Rob
talking about.
something. And
Rob
he was
Smith.
at this convention, America Fest. Yeah, America Fest, and he's getting thrown all these like racial slurs and
being called a faggot.
Yeah,
and it's like, what do you expect when you start aligning yourselves with conservative party who have
be more
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
So that stuff like really bothers me, and those are the stories we really try to highlight too, to like show the world like, like these people may be gay, but they're not here fighting for you. They're using their privilege to advance themselves.
Yeah. And the one thing that I do say on the podcast, and I've said it multiple times, is that just because you are white and gay, that doesn't make you a white gay. And there's a lot of gay men who are white, who are lovely and who understand their privilege and who speak up against all this and try to highlight other people of color. That's not the person we're talking about. But, I feel like every time I say white gay, if you feel like you get a little offended by that statement, you might be a little bit of a white gay. Someone who puts the fact that you are white before you put honestly, the fact that you are even gay, and there's a lot of lovely gay white people out there. But when it comes to the white gays,
some of my best friends are gay and white.
Exactly. There we go. So it's like, and that's what I say on my podcast. I was like, I have friends that are white and gay, but I would not be friends with a white gay. There's a difference.
Exactly. Like my current fuck buddy right now is tall, white, and gay, but he is very much like tearing down any sort of like racism because he's like a gender and history professor and also like a law professor, a PhD in law. So I'm like, let's fight for our rights here, baby.
Exactly. And honestly,
which is why I'm fucking him.
It just makes them so much hotter. And I'm not talking about just like I'm not talking about specifically white gays, but like anybody to me, you could be the hottest person on earth, but as soon as I feel like you have this really backwards thinking or very conservative thinking, it makes them so unattractive to me. And again, vice versa. Even if this person is let's say a white gay, but like you said, he's very open and very liberal and stuff like that. That makes him hotter to me. It's so weird, but to me, like the person is very important as well.
Nothing is more powerful besides Viagra than like progressive thinking and just like, you know, standing up for the little guy. I'm like, oh yeah, show me that allyship. Oh fuck,
it's my nipples hard.
Oh my god, honestly, I'm getting erect just thinking about your humanitarian issues. Oh Lord have mercy.
Oh my Lanta, I think we figured out what Tim's into.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a very cheap date. I'm a very easy girl. If you put like, you know, actively saying free Palestine on your social media and showing the resources and not just performative, I'm like, ooh, fuck me, daddy.
Yeah, exactly. I actually made a meme about that, and then someone told me, they're like, not you making a meme about Palestine. I was like, yes, but it is the right way. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Yes. Listen, there's just something about making the world a better place that makes me horny. Okay, it's just
honestly,
I'm a simple girl.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
Yeah, so that's why my fuck buddy, like, you know, tall, white, and like just gorgeous face. I'm actually seeing him tomorrow, so I can't wait. Huge, thick cock. Like,
ooh, even better.
Thick. He's thick. Oh my god! And the way he tears into white women at gay bars, it is the best thing ever. Like, who do you think you are? Like, check yourself, behave yourself, okay?
Oh my god, thick sounds too much right now, honestly.
Oh my god, this is why I keep like wanting to bottom for him. He's so hot. Jonathan, if you hear this, hi baby.
Hey Jonathan, shout out
Jonathan. Thank you for using your power and privilege for good.
Exactly.
And also, like, he's a cute nerd. He's all about Harry Potter, and like it's as problematic as J.K. Rowling is, whatever, he knows it. But like, you know, he separates J.K. Rowling from like Harry Potter. It's like, you know, what Harry Potter stands for. Yeah. So good for him. Love it. I'm gonna keep fucking you. And
get it, girl.
So it. Just before we wrap up here, and I never really wrap anything. Chris, I hope you're on prep, girl. Okay, hold on. On that, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I recently had a Grindr interaction with this like very obviously young boy. He was like 20 years old. I told him that I'm on prep. I prefer bareback, and I just got tested and I'm all negative. And like, what about you? He's like, I just want to fuck. And then I go, do you know your status? And he's like, yes, I'm a citizen.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to start using that. Yeah. When people ask me what my status is, I'm like, U.S. citizen.
I'm a U.S. citizen?
You have to be a little more specific.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Okay, fuck me for not being specific enough, I guess. You know? I just wanted to get into his head. I'm like, what made you think I was asking about your citizenship status?
So weird.
That's so iconic, though, in a weird way. I'm going to start using that.
I was like, let me into your brain, you strange young man. But also, we didn't end up fucking because he asked if like I could pay for his Uber. I'm like, you're the top. Okay,
I hate when they do that shit.
Don't do that. It's so disrespectful.
Don't, people out there, do not ask your Grindr date for money, even if it's fucking gas money. I'm sorry. Don't do that.
I'm sorry. We have to have at least 3 hookups if you're going to be asking me those questions.
Yeah. And also, like, you're the top. You should be the one to pay for it. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Get over here, girl. You're top that like, can't
you should
host,
be paying
and
for
I gotta
my
pay you.
Uber to go to your place where you're supposed to be hosting, bitch.
Exactly. Like, I'm all for like dismantling gender roles, but if you're the top daddy, you need to provide. You need to do all the work. I've already douched. Like, I'm squeaky clean. You have to do the rest of the legwork here, baby.
Exactly. That's already a lot of work, honestly.
Yeah, it is. My God, the fiber and the Metamucil and the Imodium I need to take. My God, I'm putting it down as a business expense, really.
You should.
I mean, you honestly should.
Yeah. But again, so before we wrap up here, I wanted to introduce you guys to this new game, Home or Homo. Now, I know it's funny. The context of this is that as I was scrolling HGTV, as I do,
we love HGTV
because I have no H or G. For whatever reason, my brain went, some of these look like gay porn titles. So, Chris and Jean, I'm going to give you some titles, and you're going to have to come up with whether it's HGTV, home, or gay porn, homo. Now,
I'm giving you a warning, Tim. Jean and I love to watch HGTV.
Okay, so you're really going to be good at this then. You better be.
I'm very competitive. Let's do it.
Amazing. You can either compete as a team or individuals, kind of like, play separate or together.
Oh, let's do individuals.
Yeah.
I'm competitive and I'm not going to let Jean. Yeah, I'm not going to let his wrong answers bring me down.
What does the loser have to do, or what does the winner get?
A massage. I've been wanting a back massage.
Begging for a massage.
There you go. Okay. Winner gets a massage and a rim job.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's go. So the first title I have for you is Boise Boys.
I'm going to say
porn.
Home. Wait, do we say home or homo?
Home or homo.
Okay, so I'm going to say home.
I'm going to say homo.
Oh, it is home.
Yes.
God.
I know.
Damn.
Yes. Oh my goodness. It is polar opposite friends Luke and Clint take an unconventional approach to house flipping in their hometown of Boise, Idaho.
Honestly, that can sound like a synopsis for gay porn.
This is exactly what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. It's like, why did HGTV greenlight this? And like, who on the board was like, you know what, this is going to be fine. Nobody's going to think otherwise, right?
The
like,
gay interns strike again.
Let me share my screen and then, Boise Boys, HGTV.
Oh, Boise. Oh, wow. That looks like a porn
they seem
screenshot.
Like rugged,
it looks like it, right?
Type of couple.
It's giving daddy bears in their cabin, bareback sex.
It's giving they're going to fuck on that ladder right there.
Fuck on the ladder. That's honestly dangerous.
Well, the Boise Boys, they could do it all.
They can. All right. So the next title I have for you both is Kitchen Cousins.
Kitchen Cousins. I'm going to say homo.
I'm going to hope it's home.
That is a home. Kitchen Cousins is home.
Oh, thank God.
The gays love the incest and stuff. I mean, it sounds like something I could find on, I don't know, what those Family Dick or something.
Well, yeah. See, this is why I said hopefully it's home, because I didn't want the cousins thing. But okay, they're kind of cute. I'm into it, and they have tattoos.
Yeah, they're hot. Yeah, right. Oh my God, tattoos are so sexy. I mean, you would watch this porn? They're very hot. They're giving bear. Oh.
Yeah, I'm into it. Okay, sign me up.
Let's go. Okay. It's only going to get harder from here.
So we're tied right now.
We're 1-1.
1-1. It's only going to get harder from here. We've got 4 more titles, so it's best out of 6. The next title I have for you is... the next title I have is Pool Service.
Pool Service. That's definitely homo.
That's homo.
That has to be homo.
That's homo.
It's definitely homo. Yes, it is. It is a gay porn.
Oh, thank God.
It is, yes.
Moment.
Yeah, it is definitely.
Probably takes place in Palm Springs, let's be honest.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, it's very much that. Titan Men exclusives Matthew Bosch and Liam Knox are just a few of the clients seeing red when they dive deep into the deep end. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's right.
Yeah. So that is tied so far, right? You're both 2?
Yeah, 2-2.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
I'm liking the hair on these pool men. I like the hair of the chest and stomach hair. Wow. We don't have a pool, but what if we get a kiddie pool? Would that work? Can they still service that?
Like a tiny little jacuzzi or something?
Yeah, exactly. We'll make that happen.
Next title I have for you is Gut Job.
Gut Job. Oh, I'm going to say home.
That's home.
This
is a trick question because you would think it's Homo because of the gut.
I
knew it. Wow.
I've asked
imagine a porn called Gut Job. I wonder how big those dicks would be.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, a gut job as in like rearrange my guts, daddy? Like, is that what this is serving right now?
Exactly. Well, I mean, that photo you're showing us of that man with that long hammer, it looks like he could do some work in your gut area.
Yeah, this guy, whoever he is so sexy. Call me HGTV and just introduce me to one of the hosts.
Also, these like covers, the cover art is very homoerotic too.
It's super gay.
It is, right? I mean, like, the people at HGTV, the board of directors, they know what they're doing, okay?
I feel like they're gay.
There's a gay intern somewhere making these decisions.
They really are. They're greenlighting this with purpose. All right, so we're almost there. The second to the last title I have is called Below the Rim.
Below the Rim.
This could really go
this
both
is
ways.
tricky because this could be, I'm going to say, house hunting under the equator, below the rim, below, South Africa. Yeah, there we go.
Like island hunters,
Exactly. But I'm going to guess Homo.
Yeah, me too. I'm going Homo.
You're going full Homo. Amazing. Good job. It is Homo.
Wow.
Okay, it's basketball themed.
Yeah. Talk about hot hungsters. This video full of buff ass lickers. What more could you want? Yeah.
Oh, ass lickers. Okay.
I'm going to look this up because I am a huge fan of basketball. So when you start mixing basketball with men, it's a win-win for me.
Are you saying that because you like watch basketball for the plot, or are you like genuinely into watching a game?
Oh, he's genuinely into it. He will scream at the TV.
Yeah.
It's startling if you're in the other room and you start hearing yelling.
Yeah.
I watch it for the men.
Straight. Yeah, I know.
I actually used to play basketball in high school, and I have a Kobe Bryant tattoo, so I'm like a diehard basketball fan, specifically a Lakers fan.
He knows his sports.
Yeah,
Chris, that's so hot. Oh my god.
Oh, extra points for me. I could tell.
Yeah. I mean, again, I watch basketball for the plot. I love watching Dick swanging in the basketball shorts.
Yes.
I always love gray pants.
Men playing with balls.
Gray sweatpants season. The one I'm currently following is baseball, because there's this one player. His name is what is his name? Kevin Kiermaier, and he's very beautiful. Like, just the hottest eyes you've ever seen on any sort of person. Like, oh my god,
Kevin Kiermaier. Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up. I don't know what team he plays in, but honestly, baseball. Oh, this man. Oh yeah, his eyes. I've seen this man before. Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Okay, yeah, he's cute.
You know what? You know what sport has the hottest men though? It's soccer.
Oh yes, soccer men. Oh, they're so sexy.
The legs.
Or should we say football?
Yeah, the football, the legs, the ass. Oh, it's something
hard
else.
Agree. Although I'm very much getting toxic from them, which is probably why they're so hot.
Yeah, I mean, get that too, to be honest.
I am Mexican American, so I did grow up a lot around soccer. So, growing up and seeing these guys in, soccer shorts and the jerseys and running around in the sweat, it's a whole thing.
It is. I mean, I feel like Cristiano Ronaldo smells like he looks, but
like
if I'm going to be honest, like just overdone Axe body spray.
That's what I get for sure.
Honestly, he doesn't do it for me. He's too like manicured.
Yeah,
for my taste.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why that's why I said he smells like he looks like he smells like he looks. So it's probably overdone.
I believe that.
And just Okay, so last one here is bigger than huge.
Okay, so this is the tiebreaker because we're both tied. This is the last one, so
yeah,
bigger than huge.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah, this really could go both ways, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna wait for what you say.
Just to make it a little more difficult, there is an HGTV show called Bigger is Better.
Bigger is better. Bigger is huge. So, I mean, on the one side, it could be home because we're talking about upgrading maybe a smaller home to a bigger home. And then on the Homo side, it could be what's bigger than like in the biggest cock. You know, we're talking 10, 11, 12 inches here.
Oh my God. Did you have to get so specific?
Well, I mean, if we're going bigger than huge, yeah. I'm going to go with Homo.
Shit, I was going to go Homo. But just for the sake of the game, I'm going to go HGTV. I'm going to go home.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. It's bigger than huge. It is
I was going to say Homo.
This looks like a classic. This looks very old.
Hold on. Ty, to just so I can be clear here. I did say I want to go Homo. But just for the sake of the game, I'm going to go home. So technically, I didn't
see how
lose.
Competitive he gets? He can't just be a sore loser.
Are you an earth sign? You are, right?
I'm a fire sign. I'm Sagittarius.
Oh, fire.
He's a Sag.
Okay, so earth sign is stubborn. So fire signs are very like, I gotta keep going. And it's like, you know what? Chill, okay? You can sit down.
That's totally him. You need to sprinkle some of your aquarium water on him to get his sack together.
You do not want to see me on Monopoly, Tim. It gets pretty intense here.
You're gonna like start World War III if you go to jail and do not pass go. Do not collect
exactly. I'm gonna hold the table. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my God. Well, I am looking forward to possibly playing Monopoly with you both. And
yes. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to my massage and my rim job that I'm getting.
Shit, I forgot about that. God damn.
Sorry, Chris. You're going to have to give Gene his well-deserved rim job and massage.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. I've been needing a massage. So great.
Well, before we leave, do you guys have anything to plug for the chlamydiates to find?
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys are interested in learning more about us or checking out our podcast, you can go to interminglepodcast.com. There you could find our most recent episodes as well as links to our social media platforms as well. We're on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram.
We also have a email, interminglepodcast@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. And you can find us on pretty much all platforms. SoundCloud. Yeah, I think we are we on SoundCloud? Sorry, not SoundCloud. Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast. Pretty much all the major ones. Ignore SoundCloud. I don't know why I said that.
Listen to Chris and Gene's debut EP.
We have a rap album dropping next week.
Pull up into Sri Lanka,
Exactly. Pull up into Sri Lanka. I can't.
Oh, I love it. Well, to my dear chlamydiates that made it this far into this chaotic ass conversation, thank you for tuning into another episode of the Sex Ed with Tim podcast. Do not forget to rate, review, and subscribe because you are supporting queer content, gay content, sex ed content, POC content. And if you don't, well, you're a racist homophobe and I don't make the rules.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't make the rules. So thank you for listening to another episode. I will see you all at the next one. Bye. Thanks for listening to the Sex Ed with Tim podcast. Sex Ed with Tim is created and produced by me, Tim Lagman. Music is Aces High by Kevin MacLeod. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GaySlutClown and at Sex Ed with Tim. You can also like and follow me on the Sex Ed with Tim Facebook page. If you enjoyed the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for all your support, you dirty little slut.